Hola. We are David and Azaria, and we are based in Guatemala. I'm Guatemalan.
And our ministry is based with working with young people and children in vulnerable communities, also equipping mentors and working to support music and worship directors through our local church. I guess I wish that people knew that Guatemala wasn't as dangerous as people think it is, because I think it puts people off going, and actually Guatemala is a really beautiful country with rich history, rich culture, but just stunning views and scenery and nature, and a really beautiful place.
I think people think that we are always on holiday. Our work is very different from people's work or office work.
So when we come to England to visit link churches, people in Guatemala sometimes think that we're just going to home for me and to be with family and to be on holiday. When in reality, out of these 3 months, we will probably only see my family. We've already seen them for a whole week, for example. We might see them once or twice more, but just for the day. And the rest of the time, it's visiting churches and supporters. And then when we're in Guatemala, I think sometimes people think that because we work with young people and children and do a lot of fun activities,
and also
that it's just fun.
The weather is amazing, so people think that we are always in the beach or...
Pictures from our apartment are really beautiful views, and with hummingbirds, people think that we're just always like in this really luxury kind of environment. And yes, we do have a lot of lovely blessings around us, which is amazing, but we're definitely working hard, and both sides is different types of work. It definitely will be something Giancarlo has said. I feel like once he was telling us a story about a cat as well, and then it ended up being another story about a different cat, and he just told us different stories about cats for like 20 minutes. And we couldn't stop him because it was really, he was so excited about it, but also the stories didn't make a lot of sense, and so it was all kind of funny. But I can't think of a specific thing.
Mm-hmm. All those inappropriate things that I was saying something and the kids understand something else.
Oh, like the words,
which ended up just laughing, and I was like, gosh.
Yeah, that happens too. When we went to a trampoline park with a group of young people and children, and one of the young guys, who at the time was about 15 or 16 years old, he was very shy, very reserved, and to see him playing with all the other children and jumping around on a trampoline, doing something really fun and childlike, knowing that in his context he had started working from a very young age to help support his family, to see him get to be a child and to see him laughing and opening up and just having fun, for me was really special, and seeing God allow that in his life, because I knew that his context didn't allow for that, and he hadn't grown up with that kind of fun in his life. That was really special.
Yeah. When you see young people to have some attitude, and then because of the connection, you can see the love that they have, and even they show that love to you, it's very special. You think, this is nothing that I could do. It was God's all over, doing all of He's done in his heart, so it's very special.
I think some of the adults sing really loud. Do you not think? Well, I'm thinking of someone in particular that sings really loud. I won't say his name, but he sings really loud. I think the adults in our church.
Yeah, and it depends of the song as well.
Yeah,
because some songs are more for like kids, go for it, and But in our setting, I think the adults.
Yeah.
And we're proud.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. We should ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But I will use those two words: connection and
like relationship.
Relationships.
I think one thing God taught me, or continued to teach me, because I think it's been a long process, is to let him be in control and to stop trying to be in control of details. You know, when you're planning a lot of things and when you're planning to come back on home leave or to visit link churches, there's always the planning for that trip has to happen whilst you're still in Guatemala or wherever you're based and whilst you're still working. And so it feels like you have two jobs all of a sudden. And I get very caught up in all the details and trying to make it smooth and so that the trip will actually like work and function logistically and be perfect, and it can't be perfect. And sometimes I get a bit stuck in the control of that. And God continuously teaches me to give him the control, because he always shows up in the details in ways that we can't plan as humans. And we're always so blessed.
Yeah, it's something like that for me, but it is more like trying to do a lot of things, because I try to gain God's love. And yeah, something that it's very present now in my mind, it's be still and let God be God.
I would say fun and smooth.
Yeah, smooth. Yeah, I think you expect something and in a good way.
We're surprised.
Yeah, we're surprised to be very smooth and yeah.
I'm just enjoying it. Ooh, a theme song. That's more musical.
Oh gosh, when you know that you have the song but you just suddenly get blanked. That's happening now.
I think it would be something quite upbeat and encouraging. I feel like we're in a moment where we feel like things are actually going quite well in our ministry. Like we feel really like we can see God's working and present. So something very fun and like encouraging.
Living on a prayer.
That too. Depending on God.
Yeah.
Dependency on God. Like just asking God to give me peace and let him be for him to help me, let him be in control. I think that would be a prayer I've prayed a lot recently.
Yeah, I mean, the same. Just be still and trying to trust that God knows best.